Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, how you guys doing? How's it going? Welcome to the to the second, to the second, to the second session of forgiveness domination. So this session is about pure joy and happiness, like when we were kids, we were children. Today, my super duper sidekick and forgiveness companion, Julia Tudor, is not gonna be live. She got a flu, so she's a chi or a chu. Okay, but she couldn't make it because she has a flu, but and she has also some technical issues. But she's watching us now live, and well, she's also supporting us and joining us in the comments. I'm super duper excited because we have a super duper amazing guest. I met her in Orlando in a super event, in a marketing event. You know, we all are entrepreneurs. When I first met her, she was this really like I don't know, like shy person. I don't know, like she was so quiet. I don't know, but when there was a piano like in the event, and like our bond and our friendship began because of the of music, because of the piano. You know, it's really it's so cool. No, we connected through music. And she is an amazing piano player. She has an amazing voice. It's an amazing performer. You know, it's like watching Frozen but live. No, something like that. And and believe me, like when she plays the piano, if you have the chance to watch some of her videos, it's like boom, it's like I don't know, it's like your heart it fills with joy and peace and tranquility. So I want to introduce you guys to my super duper friend Tamara. How are you, Tamara? Tamara Boggio or Boggio?
it's it's Boggio,
Boggio.
Boggio. It's Italian,
So I
so
said it. So
yeah.
I said it like I said it twice, like two time, like different pronunciations, and both I said it wrong. Okay, so
That's okay. I forgive you.
okay, Tamara has she watched like the last broadcast, and she can take me and tell me, hey, Esteban, I watched your last broadcast, and I have this super duper cool exercise for letting go grudges. And I was okay. Well, tell me more about that. And when we tap into that exercise, boom, guys, let me tell you, this is boom. You know, like this the Viagra for letting go grudges. You know, or I don't know how to describe it, but it's like the old like I have never seen like something like that before. And as you know, guys, I have like this really super duper ability to forgive people real fast. Uh, but I still have grudges, you know, from my past. And I also gonna do this exercise because I have a grudge, you know, from a guy, a friend from school. He's really cruel to me when I was a kid, and it was really cruel. And the things he said were really hurtful and stuff. And the thing is that when we grew up and we graduated from school and stuff, then we connected through Facebook, and I knew the guy was living in Australia. He was having like this super amazing life. Like he was also an entrepreneur, but super duper successful. Yeah, super duper like loving and super hot girlfriend. Like he took all his family, and Colombian's family are really big. He took all his family like to Thailand and to India. And I was like, fuck, why is this guy doing so good? And I'm not doing as good as him. And why, and he was so cruel to me. He was a motherfucker. So the thing is that I was holding this grudge. I still hold a grudge with this person. So I want to work this exercise. Maybe you are going through some similar situation, and well, I just want to tell you guys this exercise. Tamara's exercise is like boom. It's like the ultimate bump, for letting go grudges. And it's a really cool exercise. I practice it. I've been practicing this with the person I told you guys about, and believe me, I'm feeling like a lot better. And the thing is that when you forgive someone, or when you let go a grudge, some new grudge appears, like, or some new person you have to forgive appears. So I've been working this like boom, 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 and it's amazing, guys. So, well, I think I've been talking too much. Tamara, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody and let us know. Well, how did you tap into this exercise? How did you come with this secret super duper stuff? It's because it's super duper cool.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Well, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I was actually doing some personal development, and in a lot of the things that I was reading, I stumbled upon this particular training through Dr. Joe Vitale, and he's kind of a personal development guru. You've probably heard of him, or if you're familiar with The Secret, the book by now I can't remember her name. Anyway, if you've seen any of that law of attraction stuff, he's really huge into that. So he should be a familiar name to you if that's the case. If not, it's okay. Excuse me. But I listened to his training about this particular method of cleaning and clearing that he learned from a Hawaiian doctor. And his name, let's see here. I believe it's Dr. Len. Let me just look that up really quick so I give you the right information. Yes, so his name is Dr. Hugh Len. And what happened was Dr. Len was called in as a mental health worker for a hospital for basically very, very violent criminal offenders. And so what happened was that he agreed to take on this assignment because if they couldn't find a mental health worker for these inmates, then they would have to close that hospital and they would just be in a regular prison instead. So he was kind of like a last resort thing for this mental hospital. And so he went in and he used this cleaning and clearing method called Ho'oponopono. And it's like a crazy Hawaiian word that sounds ridiculous, but it's so powerful. The minute I started actually doing the exercise that is involved with this method, it's made a life and death, literally, difference for my own life. So what he did was he came into this hospital and he didn't see any of the inmates. He didn't talk to any of the inmates. He didn't spend any time with any of the inmates. What he did was he took all of their files and he had them in his office, and he went through each file and each page in each of these inmates' files one by one, and he did this cleaning and clearing method. And as he worked through the files, the inmates started to get better without him even talking to them. They gradually got to the point where like they didn't have to be in solitary confinement. They could, interact with each other out in the yards and everything. And like the officials were like, what is this guy doing? How is he helping them without even talking to them? And he was using this method called Ho'oponopono. And actually it's kind of cool because the word itself, it's it actually means Um, this is going to be crazy. The Hawaiian word itself means to make right, to rectify an error. So this crazy Hawaiian word that is really difficult to spit out is actually incredibly powerful in healing both yourself and other people, to the point where you can do it without even physically talking to that person. So here's what he did. He went through each file, and in his mind, he was saying the phrases, "I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you." And you could say it out loud, you can interchange the phrases however you want, and you could also just say it in your mind. So that's how he worked through all of these inmates' files and was able to heal them, essentially, without even talking to them or seeing them or spending any one-on-one time with them, which was, it's like, I've never really heard of that powerful of a technique actually working on somebody until I read this story. So, and he still, I mean, he went on to do amazing things using this exact method. So I'm going to show you an exercise that I learned from Dr. Vitale's training. It's kind of a hypnosis thing, but it's not really hypnosis, but it's a meditation. So if you're not comfortable like doing the whole close your eyes, imagine thing, you can. I'm going to share my screen with a something that's going to play. It's like a really soothing background, and it's got the phrases in it. And I'm just going to talk you through this exercise. And I use this for myself. I have my kids use it for people that are bothering them at school. I recommend it to my friends to use it. Anybody who uses this exercise, it's going to help. And before I get into the exercise, I do want to say, a lot of people have problems with exercises like this. Like they feel like they've had a need to hold on to a grudge because the person that hurt them in a way that was like really violent, or and they feel like if they go through and they forgive that person, then it's going to bring that person back into their life. And I understand why that might be a problem for you. I definitely had reservations about that myself, having gone through an incredibly abusive relationship in my past, where going through this exercise, it felt almost threatening to me at first. But after going through it and actually dealing with that, because holding grudges itself, it's like, there was a saying that said, holding a grudge against somebody is like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's holding on to that ick in your life is really only hurting you. So, I don't think that was my doorbell. Anyway, I hope not.
No, it was fine.
I'm not going to get it either way. They can go away and come back some other time. I'm busy. So, I know. So, and I kind of talked about this with you, Esteban, when I went through this exercise with you, that it's like the episodes of Hoarders, where like hoarders that they feel the need to cling to possessions.
I remember.
And garbage.
And I thought you said Hooters.
Yeah,
but
no,
not because Hooters. Well, my English is not that good sometimes. So then I say hoarders. Like, okay.
Hoarders, not Hooters. It's okay to hold on to Hooters.
Okay.
Anyway, so I only recommend watching Hoarders, like a TV show about it, if you have a strong stomach, because some of the stuff that those people feel the need to hold on to is appalling. Like, and it's the same way with holding on to a grudge or holding on to a bad feeling or like refusing to forgive somebody, because you just kind of put it away or put it to a side or pile a bunch of other stuff on top of it, hoping that it'll go away. And then you pile more stuff on it and more stuff on it. And really, eventually it just starts to stink. Whatever that bad stuff is, it starts to rot away at your insides. And really the only way to rectify that is to get rid of it, is to clean it out and clear it out of your life. So yeah, don't be a grudge hoarder. Go ahead and use this exercise to release it. And so I'm going to take a sip of tea really quick. And I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see the Ho'oponopono thingy on here.
Just super duper.
Okay. And then I'm going to start some music, and I'm going to talk you through this exercise. Here we go. Share. And
okay, I can see your screen.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I think it has the YouTube video is in mute.
Yeah, it needs to be, because I'm going to use my own music for this.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
I'm multitasking.
I'm gonna shut up.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute my microphone.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to turn on some lovely tunes. This is Mozart. And I picked Mozart because I feel like he's very healing. Okay. So what you can do, if you're comfortable, is go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you to take some deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Very slow, deep breaths. As you're listening to my voice, I want you to get completely relaxed. Start from your toes and just relax the muscles in your feet and let them feel soft and warm. As you keep breathing in and out, allow the muscles in your legs all the way up to your thighs and your hips just feel loose and limp. Keep breathing. Take a deep breath in and sigh, pushing all your thoughts out with your breath. A deep breath in and out. As you release your thoughts, I want you to allow a picture to form in your mind. This picture is of a place where you feel safe and relaxed. It can be light or it can be dark. But wherever you are, you know that you're safe, that you can't be hurt. I want to picture yourself walking around in this place, and taking in the light, the warmth, and the sound in with each breath, and pushing all of your thoughts out. And as you're walking, you start to see someone approaching. And as they approach, you recognize the person. You understand their facial features represent a time in your life when you were hurt. You say nothing to the person. And as they get closer to you, you understand that they can only come so far. They can't touch you, and they say nothing. Slowly, the person's hand reaches out, followed by their other hand. They say nothing, but they're asking, "Please forgive me." Take a deep breath in and out. You understand that they can't reach out as far as to touch you. And you can only reach so far as to be able to barely brush the tips of their fingers. As you take a deep breath in, you know that you have what they are asking for. You take your hand and you remove a piece of yourself and place it into the hand of the person who is asking. And you understand it's not enough. With each breath, you reach inside and take another piece and offer it, placing it into their hands. Take a deep breath in. Take a piece of yourself and exhale as you place it into their hands. Slowly, the words come to your mind. "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." As you continue to breathe in, you feel they are returning your phrases each time you give them a piece of your own body. And slowly, you come to say the phrases exactly at the same time. "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." As you say the phrases over and over, you notice your own body starting to disappear. as you give each piece to the person with their arms outreached. You're almost there. And you continually repeat, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Finally, you have one piece left. As you hold it in your hands and you feel the warmth, you know that by giving this piece to the person with their arms outreached means that they can no longer hurt you. They don't even want to hurt you. You reach out your hand with your last piece and you place it into their arms. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And as you give them the last piece, you realize they are now holding you in their arms. You feel safe. You feel loved. And as I count backwards from 10, you can take a deep breath in. 10, 9, and out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in and release. Open your eyes. How do you feel?
Whoa, that was intense. Whoa, I almost cried and stuff like that. It's like, wow.
So that's
Because
like, yeah, that's one of the more intense exercises that I've done, actually, because like when I don't know how it works for everybody else, but when I talk and I start to listen to my own voice, like, and I'll close my eyes when I do this, because your imagination is always 10 times more vivid and powerful than what you can actually see in the physical world. So I just think, yeah, it brings up, you have to address the pain first, but as you release each piece of yourself, then it doesn't hurt anymore. And the thought of being held in the arms of the person that hurt you can be powerful as a forgiveness tool, but it can also be scary to some people. I mean, I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what you've been through. And obviously, the idea isn't to forgive the person so that you can go and contact them or whatever, or that they can come and find you. And that's not the point of the exercise. The point of the exercise is to release what you are holding on to so that you can move on and be better. It's not to forgive the person so that you become vulnerable to attack again. It's to release the negativity that's associated with that person so that you don't have that same negativity towards all the people that you have in your life subconsciously. So, if that makes sense.
yeah, it does because well, that's what we talked like more or less like in the previous session, no? And if you guys we're not there, there's a link down below the comments, where you can find the previous session, and you are going to be able to find this session too. But yeah, what we discussed in last session was something about some misbeliefs and some conceptual issues. For example, what you said is so correct. Like, we are afraid to forgive because that means that we are allowing that person again in our life, and we think that forgiveness is allowing a person to come back and hurt us again. That's not it. It's more about yourself, not about the other person. Like, to what you said, like the association we have, the negativity we have in our hearts and in our mind, related to that person. It's like an anchor. So, well, this exercise is really powerful. Like, I don't know, because I was prepared to visualize someone else, and boom, like, by surprise, someone unexpected really came in, and I was like, oh, what's going on? and it's really powerful, let me tell you.
Yeah, I've even had people where they were like, they were expecting to see somebody else, and they actually saw themselves.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, they're like, they really needed to forgive themselves for something that they did, and that was what was holding them back. Like, the grudges, they don't just rot away at yourself. They also operate as a roadblock to the things that you want, like on a subconscious level. That's what I was talking about in my post earlier today, where it's like these people walk around and they're frustrated and they're miserable and they're angry because they keep spinning their wheels and they're trying and trying and trying to do something, and they can't do it for some reason. There's something in the way, and they don't realize it's themselves. It's them, because they're holding on to something that they need to let go of. And when they let go of it, then the road clears away and they can see a direct path to what they want, and they can go get it.
So what you're saying is that sometimes we hold a grudge against ourselves, but we don't know. And that is a roadblock to our success, for example, as entrepreneurs, for example, because, well, I'm an entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur. But also that could be like a roadblock for relationships, for example, self-sabotage, or any goal we have.
Absolutely, particularly in relationships, because, like, for instance, like, there was a woman that had she had an abusive relationship, or like she had like if her dad beat her up or something, right? Or like abusive father. So then she has this picture in her mind of what men are like. And even when she finds somebody who is kind and who takes care of her and values her and loves her, she self-sabotages that because she has this picture that she's holding on to of what men are like. And she puts all men in that group. And by golly, she's going to prove herself right, that this is how men really are. And even though you're nice to me now, you're going to start hitting me later. And she doesn't realize that she's doing that to herself.
So
that there are some guys out there that won't do that to her. But because she's convinced that that's the reality she has experienced, then she's going to go and prove herself that she's right.
So
until she fixes that within herself.
She's always like expecting that result. And like she is always like tapping herself into those situations, like and unconsciously. That's what you mean?
Yes.
Whoa.
And guys do it. Yeah. So yeah, like when it comes to money and stuff, like people have these ideas about money because they have the picture in their mind of greedy people like Ebenezer Scrooge. He was a money hoarder. He was like, he held on to every single penny and he wouldn't give to other people, and he was like the villain character in the story for Christmas Carol. So they have this Ebenezer Scrooge picture in their mind of anybody who has lots of money, when really there are plenty of people that have lots of money that do wonderful things for the world, that give generously. So really it's their picture of reality that they're trying to seek out to prove to themselves that that's how the world really is, when if they just change their belief a little bit and let go of that grudge, then they would be able to attract more money. And they feel like they're miserable because they're poor, and it's the fault of all those Scrooges out there that they're poor, when really it's their own fault that they're poor, because they have that mindset and they need to fix that. And then they can go out and they can attract the money that they want.
So I think I know what you're saying. Like there are two things that, for example, there are people that have this grudge against someone, and they always try to recreate the same conflict, but with other new people. No, so maybe they try to recreate the conflict like again and again and again, like this endless loop, endless cycle. No, like they try to recreate the conflict, but with other people, so they could have like revenge, or win that conflict. But also they have like they try to prove like an argument. That's what I think. Like for example, I had this conflict in the past with XYZ person, and there's this argument I was holding to, and then I hold it for the rest of my life, and because if I don't, if I let go that argument or that belief, for example, about money, then that will be like conflictive, like towards that person, what I feel towards that person. And thing is that, it happens, for example, with political views, for example, here in my country, there's a lot of conflict between right and left. And many people holding to the left or into the right, but because they hold a grudge against someone who was, for example, if I hold into I must be from the left, it's because I hold a grudge like long before with someone who was like from the right, or who has like who is the stereotype of the person who is a leftist. And now you can translate that to other beliefs, like for example money. Like if I admit that money is not the root of evil, then I will be that will be implying that the person in my past was right, but he hurt me. How can he be right? Like I need to find an argument to say that he was wrong, so I need to hold him to this argument, so I can still like tag him as a bad person, and that's really amazing. Like this is a breakthrough, for at least for me, is a really breakthrough what you taught me today, Tamara. It's amazing, and I'm so glad you came here today. It's so cool.
Well, you're very welcome. And like the last thing that you said about the political thing, that's so true in the United States too. It's not even funny. Like you see, before I shut off like my news feed on my Facebook, I would get notifications all the time about, there was people posting on Facebook about different political views, and then they'd get into an argument with somebody. Or they would seek out posts that they knew they would disagree with and start arguments with people on Facebook about that. And it's like, and they would just go back and forth. And I'm like, guys, seriously, you're not solving anything. You're not solving anything. And you're only proving to yourself that you're right. And the funny thing is, they would, to prove their point, to prove that they were right, they would go to Google and they would search for the term that they wanted to give them the proof that they were right about something. And they would post that Google link, like to an article or whatever, on their Facebook comments saying, see, this is what this says, so I'm right. And then the other person would do the same thing. And they'd go into Google and they'd type in their phrase and they'd get their proof, and then they would post it saying, no, I'm right. And
That's
it's
true.
the same exact thing with the universe, or, you know, God or whatever. And you put it out there, like you imagine that the whole world is Google. And your brain subconsciously seeks out and puts in the Google of the universe evidence to prove that that belief is true.
That's true.
So the more you put out there from your subconscious of a belief, the more Google is going to spit more evidence back to you. So if you change your belief into something else, if you change your thoughts, your conscious thoughts, to eventually erase all that negative stuff, then Google's going to reward you with the stuff that you want.
That's true. The thing is that we don't want to let go of that belief when we hold a grudge, because the thing is, and what I realized today with talking to you, is that the thing is this, and because I did it before, like a long time ago. Now I'm not like I don't care about politics, but I studied political science, you know. But what I did, it was, and what I think is happening to people, and now I realize it, like now, is that we really don't believe that stuff in our hearts. The thing is that we use that belief because we know it's going to hurt somebody else's ego, or it's going to hurt somebody else. And that somebody else is someone who looks like someone who hurts us, who hurt us in the past. So that's why we don't want to let go of that belief, you know, because that belief, and every time we post it on Facebook, we post it on Twitter or whatever, we post it hoping that it hurts someone who looks alike, like the person who hurt us in the past, or hurt someone who is like the person who we were holding a grudge. Or maybe we're doing it like hoping that the person, in fact, is watching Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and gets hurt. But the thing is that what I think, at least in my case, I didn't believe all that stuff from my heart. No, is that I was holding to those beliefs and using those beliefs, you know, talking about them, like make them public. You know, I believe this, you know. But because I thought those beliefs, but we're going to those phrases or those sentences about my political views, religious views, were going to hurt a person that was alike to or similar to the person who hurt me in the past. It's really what happened to me. Like I tapped into music, into well, the way I dressed, the music I heard, my political views, my religious views, well, are like all contrary to the stereotype of the person I hold grudges against, you know. And but the thing is that well, I went through a lot of personal development, and I realized that I didn't like all that stuff, you know. I didn't like, for example, I was not a leftist, you know. I was not like into rock music, like I thought. I was not into, well, so many stuff, you know. And but I tap into all those stuff, you know, all this culture and beliefs, because was the opposite thing of what the person I was holding a grudge was all the opposite thing that person liked and believed, or what I thought he believes, you know, he believed in. And this is so amazing. But yeah, when I let go a grudge, like you said, then I can boom tap into a new belief, allow myself to tap into a new belief. This is amazing. Like I had this revelation. Thank you very much. Like really.
You're so welcome. I'm so happy to be here to do this. I feel like the more people that we can help through helping them, I guess, I know it sounds cheesy, helping them help themselves. But that's exactly what it is, I mean, every single person watching this, you have everything you need inside yourself to fix what's wrong with your life. And you have to believe that. I believe it about myself and about anybody that I meet. There isn't anyone that I have met so far that was completely helpless in their situation. That there was always something you can do. So
I'm so amazed because now I'm remembering a lot of stuff, you know. And the thing is that even I did a lot of choices based on a grudge, on grudges. Even the girlfriends I had in my past were not because well, yeah, they were hot, and I liked them, and I was having fun and stuff. But the main reason, like, I like fixed my eyes on them and all that stuff, it was because was all the contraries, the stereotype of the girl that the person I was holding a grudge was, or he was going to like, or whatever, you know. This is a revelation. I think I'm gonna call my son Mozart, or at least my dog. I'm gonna call him Mozart because this is so cool.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing about Mozart is that, and the reason I pick his music in particular, sometimes I'll listen to Beethoven, but I like Mozart because I went to a conference, and it was like a chiropractic conference or whatever. You know, my husband's a chiropractor, so I was traveling with him, and they had Dr. Wayne Dyer as a speaker. And, you know, most people familiar with personal development know who Wayne Dyer is. So he just passed away earlier this year, but he's like a giant personal development guru guy. And what he said about Mozart, he recommended that the doctors at this conference play Mozart in their waiting room and in their treatment areas because of a story that he either read or, you know, somebody told him that when a student came to Mozart saying, you know, how do I write music the way you write music? Sorry, got my kid flushing the toilet. Lovely. So
that's Mozart music, you know. Sometimes that's how it.
Yeah, awesome. A successful toilet flush. Boom. So anyway, they come to Mozart and they go, you know, how do I write music the way you write music? How can I write music as good as you? And Mozart says, I can't tell you that. And it's not because I don't know. It's because every single note to every piece of music that I write down it's not my music. It's God's music. The music is there. It kind of gets put into my brain and in my heart. And my job is I'm a vehicle. I write the music down on paper, and there's no alternative way to play this. These are the notes, and that's how they are. And if you don't have that, then there's nothing that I can teach you that will give you that. You have to know that for yourself. You have to find the music that's there for you and write that. But I can't teach you how to write my music. It's impossible. So having that knowledge of how special his music was and having the special healing properties to it, because he literally thought that his music was divine from God, downloaded into his brain. I mean, they didn't use the word downloaded back then, obviously, but, you know, put into his brain, blessed into his brain, and he was just a vehicle.
So yeah, Mozart was like the Napster of the time, like downloading God's music and boom.
Yeah. So cool. I use that for most of my healing meditations and stuff, just because, I mean, it's been shown in different doctors' offices, surgery rooms, everything, that if you play Mozart's music, the patients heal faster, or they have a higher rate of recovery. Crazy.
Well,
but
I'm
awesome.
gonna tap into Mozart from now on.
Please do.
Yeah, this is really, really cool, and I don't know. I'm amazed. Like for all that happened in this hour is amazing. It's amazing. I have like no words. Like it's so boom.
So boom.
So boom. It's incredible. I don't know what Mozart said, what said, but yeah, it was so boom.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was amazing. The exercise, like what you said about the beliefs, like it's so cool. Like I. But I don't have anything else to say. Yeah, like we base our decisions basically more not from our heart, but more based on, basically from our heart. But it's still the wrong choice, because what you said, we are like hoarding this stuff, and it starts to rot. So we take like decisions from our heart, but in the wrong way, like from the dark part of the heart, or from impaired heart. That's a good way to say it. Or we take decisions based on a grudge. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So that's the importance to let go grudges. That's the importance, It's like it helps you like to tap into what you really are.
Yeah,
that's cool. And take the decisions from your heart, not based on having revenge or tapping into XYZ situations, to recreate a conflict. It's so amazing, all the breakthroughs I had like today. It's like oh God, you really like transformed my day. So
great.
big. I'm so grateful to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm just happy that I could help.
Okay. Well, guys, this is all for today. I hope you really could enjoy this session, and enjoy all the value our guest host Tamara Boggio shared with us. And I hope also you apply this exercise to your life. And share it with people. You can share also this webpage. You can share this broadcast. Also, you're gonna find the links really below the comments. You can find the links if you haven't watched the previous sessions, or if you want to watch them again or share them with someone. They are there for you for free. So you can work into forgiveness. Is as you realize, it's really important for the ways we take decisions, to also like eliminate roadblocks, like Tamara said, in our lives, and also to grow, but also to enjoy the present moment, the now, because it's the only moment we have, and enjoy it like when we were kids, when we were a child, like with happiness and calmness, and when we were a child, when we were kids, forgive me, excuse me, when we were kids, like everything was so cool, and we didn't matter how we looked, we didn't matter how much money we had in our bank accounts, we didn't worry about I don't know if we had pimples or whatever, if we were bald or whatever. We didn't worry about anything but playing and being joyful. We didn't have fear or all that crap in our minds. So that's what I want to share with you guys with this broadcast. And Well, me and Julia, well, she's not here today, but that's what we want to share with you guys. Mm, so I hope you tap into this, you know. So well, guys, Tamara, I don't know if you have anything, a last thing to say.
No, I'm good. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for having me on here, and I'll see you guys next week when I watch whatever you do next week. I love
Super
these
duper.
forgiveness sessions. Definitely come back and watch whatever Esteban puts together for this, because it's super valuable. He always has something good to share, and you always learn something.
Thank you very much. No, I'm blushing. Okay, guys. So, well, Tamara, again, thank you very much for this valuable session. You know, like been really powerful. You know, full of breakthroughs. For me, at least, this has been like wonderful. Like tons of breakthroughs. I'm gonna tap to have a, like since this I'm gonna tap to have an alone time for me and to analyze most many of my decisions, you know, because maybe many of them were based on a grudge. And well, Tamara, again, thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys, too, for being here, watching this broadcast live or on the replay. And well, I can't wait to do this again, to be bringing you for you guys again. So see you in the next session. God bless you guys, and I wish you a lot of joy and happiness in every single second of your life. Bye.